At Serena Meadow Farm, a peculiar mystery began unfolding each morning when the stable doors were found wide open and horses roaming freely across the grounds. Joaquin, the weathered and attentive caretaker, noticed this recurring phenomenon with growing concern. Every morning, he would discover the same scene. Horses wandering contentedly through the dusty courtyard, leaving hoofprints in disorder in their wake. This wasn't just a random occurrence. Each stable door had a simple but effective latch that could withstand any nighttime gusts. Joaquin, who had devoted years to caring for the animals at the Bayham family farm, knew something more mysterious was afoot. Initially, he tried to dismiss it, wondering if perhaps local teenagers who came for riding lessons were playing pranks, but the situation persisted day after day. Horses loose, some standing by the water troughs, others contentedly grazing on grass. As his unease grew, Joaquin decided to bring this matter to the farm's owners, Felipe and Marcela Bayham. Felipe, a man with graying temples and a peaceful disposition, exchanged worried glances with his wife Marcela, whose bright eyes reflected her deep love for animals. The couple had spent years building their dream of running this farm. After careful consideration, they decided to install security cameras to solve the mystery. The following dawn, Joaquin hurried to check the footage, his fingers trembling with anticipation as he operated the monitor. What he discovered left him utterly amazed. Fantasy, their black mare, was the clever culprit. The footage showed her expertly manipulating the latches with her teeth, not just freeing herself but also releasing other horses. When Marcela shared a video of Fantasy's escapades on social media, it quickly went viral. The farm began attracting visitors from far and wide, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the intelligent horse who could unlock doors. The Bayhams had to adapt to their newfound fame, hiring additional help to manage the increasing flow of tourists. However, this popularity brought unexpected challenges. One day, suspicious visitors arrived, asking unusually specific questions about the stable's security and Fantasy's routines. Their behavior set off alarm bells for Joaquin, leading to increased vigilance around the farm. Despite their precautions, tragedy struck one night when Fantasy and several other horses were stolen. The discovery sent shockwaves through Serena Meadow. Through quick thinking and community support, they managed to track down the stolen horses to a private ranch. With police assistance, they recovered Fantasy and her companions, bringing them safely home. This incident transformed Serena Meadow. The Bayhams implemented stricter security measures, including reinforced locks that even Fantasy couldn't outsmart. Though she initially tested these new barriers, she seemed to understand they were for her protection. The farm became a symbol of animal welfare and security in the community, hosting educational visits and sharing their story to raise awareness about farm security. Fantasy, though no longer able to perform her famous escape acts, remained the heart and soul of Serena Meadow. She continued to charm visitors with her intelligent eyes and gentle demeanor, becoming a living testament to the special bond between humans and animals. The farm evolved into more than just a horse stable. It became a sanctuary where respect for animal life and human care created something truly extraordinary. Joaquin would often sit near Fantasy's stable in the evenings, grateful for the lessons she had taught them all about protection, love, and understanding. The story of Fantasy and Serena Meadow became a local legend, inspiring future generations to value and protect animals with the same dedication. Through all the changes, Serena Meadow maintained its peaceful atmosphere, with Fantasy and her companions grazing contentedly under the watchful eyes of their devoted caretakers. The farm stood as a beacon of hope, demonstrating how the connection between humans and animals can transform a simple horse farm into a place of profound meaning and purpose. The tale of Fantasy and Serena Meadow serves as a powerful reminder of the extraordinary intelligence of animals and the deep bonds they can form with humans. It illustrates how one special horse's actions led to not just enhanced security measures, but also a deeper appreciation for the responsibility of caring for these magnificent creatures. The story continues to inspire visitors, teaching them about the importance of protecting and respecting all forms of life while celebrating the unique personalities and capabilities of animals like Fantasy. Through the changing seasons at Serena Meadow, Fantasy's legacy continued to shape the daily rhythm of farm life. Her intelligence and spirit inspired a deeper understanding of horse behavior, leading the BAMs to develop innovative training methods that emphasize trust and mutual respect. They discovered that other horses on the farm also displayed remarkable cognitive abilities when given the opportunity to express themselves naturally. The farm's reputation grew beyond the initial viral fame of Fantasy's escapades. Veterinarians and animal behaviorists began visiting Sermina Meadow to study the unique environment that had nurtured such extraordinary horse behavior. They observed how the horses communicated with each other and their human caretakers, documenting instances of problem-solving and emotional intelligence that challenged traditional assumptions about equine capabilities. Marcella started keeping detailed journals about each horse's personality and development, paying special attention to the subtle ways they expressed their needs and desires. She noticed how Fantasy had influenced the younger horses, who seemed to watch and learn from her social interactions. The mare had become not just an attraction but a teacher in her own right, demonstrating to her equine companions how to build trust with humans and navigate the farm's routines. The relationship between Fantasy and Joaquin deepened into something extraordinary. He could often anticipate her needs before she expressed them, and she showed an uncanny ability to sense his moods. On difficult days, she would gently nuzzle his shoulder or stand quietly beside him, offering silent companionship. Their bond became a testament to the profound connections possible between humans and animals when based on mutual understanding and respect. The BAMs expanded their educational programs, creating workshops that taught people about horse psychology and the importance of patient, empathetic animal care. They shared stories about Fantasy's intelligence and the lessons they had learned from her, helping visitors understand that horses are complex beings capable of deep emotional connections and remarkable cognitive achievements. Local schools began bringing students to Sermina Meadow for hands-on learning experiences. Children who might never have had the chance to interact with horses discovered the joy of forming bonds with these magnificent creatures. Fantasy seemed to have a special affinity for young visitors, showing extraordinary gentleness and patience as they learned to brush her coat or offer treats from nervous hands. The security measures implemented after the theft became integrated into a larger philosophy of mindful stewardship. The BAMs realized that protecting their horses meant more than just installing better locks. It meant creating an environment where every animal felt secure enough to express their natural behaviors and intelligence. They redesigned parts of the farm to give the horses more opportunities for social interaction while maintaining their safety. When the sun set over Sermina Meadow each evening, casting long shadows across the paddocks, the peaceful atmosphere reflected the profound transformation that had taken place. Fantasy would often stand at her stable door, surveying her domain with wise eyes that seemed to hold countless untold stories. The other horses would gather nearby, creating a picture of contentment that touched everyone who witnessed it. Years passed, and Fantasy's story became woven into the fabric of local folklore. Parents would tell their children about the clever mare who opened doors, not just to free herself and her friends, but to unlock a deeper understanding of the bonds possible between humans and animals. Her legacy inspired a new generation of animal caretakers who approached their work with greater empathy and awareness. The BAMs eventually published a book about their experiences, sharing the wisdom they had gained from Fantasy in their years at Sermina Meadow. It became a handbook for other farm owners who wanted to create similarly enriching environments for their animals. The book emphasized that every horse, like every human, has unique qualities waiting to be recognized and nurtured. Researchers who studied the Sermina Meadow phenomenon noted that the farm's success wasn't just about Fantasy's remarkable abilities. It was about the environment that allowed those abilities to flourish. The combination of attentive care, respect for natural behaviors, and recognition of individual personalities had created a place where horses could truly thrive. Fantasy's influence extended far beyond the farm's boundaries, inspiring other facilities to reconsider their approach to horse care and training. Her story challenged people to look more closely at the animals in their lives, to wonder what untapped potential might lie beneath the surface, waiting for the right conditions to emerge. As time went on, Sermina Meadow became known as a place of healing, where the barrier between human and animal seemed to dissolve into something more fluid and natural. People who spent time there often spoke of feeling transformed by the experience, carrying with them a new appreciation for the depth and richness of animal consciousness. The forum's success proved that when animals are given the freedom to express their natural intelligence and personality, extraordinary things can happen. Fantasy's legacy lived on in every horse that found its voice at Serena Meadow, in every visitor who left with a deeper understanding of animal cognition, and in the continuing evolution of human-animal relationships around the world. Through the years, Fantasy's influence rippled outward in unexpected ways, touching lives far beyond the boundaries of Serena Meadow. Animal sanctuaries across the country began adopting elements of the BAM's approach, creating environments that honored the intelligence and emotional depth of their residents. The concept of conscious caregiving that had evolved at Serena Meadow became a model for a new generation of animal welfare organizations. The forum's success inspired scientific studies examining the untapped potential of horse cognition. Researchers documented instances of problem-solving, emotional recognition, and social learning that challenged existing paradigms about equine intelligence. Fantasy's ability to manipulate locks and teach other horses became a cornerstone case study in papers exploring animal consciousness and social learning among horses. Marcella and Felipe found themselves increasingly invited to speak at veterinary conferences and animal behavior symposiums, sharing their experiences and the profound lessons they had learned from Fantasy and their other horses. Their presentations always emphasized the importance of patience, observation, and respect in building meaningful relationships with animals. They spoke of how Fantasy had taught them to listen not just with their ears, but with their hearts and minds. The forum's educational programs evolved to include workshops for professional animal caregivers, where participants learn to recognize and nurture the unique personalities of their animal charges. Veterinarians, trainers, and stable managers who attended these sessions often reported transformative changes in their approach to animal care. Inspired by the Serena Meadow philosophy of treating each animal as an individual worthy of understanding and respect, as Fantasy aged, she maintained her gentle wisdom and continued to influence the younger horses at the fore. Her presence seemed to create a calming effect on new arrivals, helping nervous or traumatized horses adjust to their new home. The BAMs noticed how she would often stand near frightened newcomers, offering silent support until they felt secure enough to explore their surroundings. The forum's success led to the establishment of a scholarship program, allowing students interested in animal behavior and welfare to spend time studying the unique dynamics at Serena Meadow. These scholars brought fresh perspectives and helped document the subtle ways in which horses communicated with each other and their human caregivers, contributing to a growing body of knowledge about horse cognition and emotional intelligence. Local artists began visiting the forum, inspired by the peaceful atmosphere and the profound connections they witnessed between humans and horses. Paintings, sculptures, and photographs capturing the spirit of Serena Meadow appeared in galleries, helping to spread the message of conscious animal care to new audiences. One photographer's series featuring Fantasy and her companions won international recognition, bringing global attention to the forum's groundbreaking approach. The BAM's book about Fantasy and Serena Meadow was translated into multiple languages, touching readers around the world with its message of hope and transformation. Letters poured in from people sharing how the story had changed their perspective on animal consciousness and inspired them to deepen their relationships with their own animal companions. As the years passed, Serena Meadow became a pilgrimage site for animal lovers seeking to understand the deeper possibilities of human-animal connection. Visitors often spoke of feeling a profound sense of peace and purpose while watching Fantasy and her companions move freely through their carefully designed environment. The forum's success demonstrated that when animals are given the space to express their true nature, they can help humans reconnect with essential truths about compassion, patience, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. The legacy of Fantasy and Serena Meadow continued to grow, inspiring new generations to approach animal care with greater awareness and empathy. The forum stood as a living testament to the transformative power of recognizing and honoring the intelligence and emotional depth of animals, proving that when humans open their hearts and minds to the possibilities of deeper connection with animals, extraordinary relationships can flourish. Each sunset at Serena Meadow brought a reminder of the precious gift Fantasy had given them, the understanding that animals are capable of far more than humans often assume, and that by creating environments that support their natural intelligence and emotional expression, we can build bridges of understanding that enrich both human and animal lives. The gentle sound of horses moving through their evening routines, the soft nickering of companionable conversations, and the peaceful atmosphere that pervaded the farm all spoke to the profound truth that fantasy had helped them discover. That the bond between humans and animals can be a source of endless wonder, growth, and mutual understanding. The profound influence of Sumina Meadow extended into academic circles, where researchers began conducting long-term studies on the unique social dynamics observed among the horses. They documented how the farm's approach to care and freedom of expression had created an environment where horses displayed increasingly sophisticated forms of communication and problem-solving abilities. Fantasy's legacy lived on in the way the horses taught each other, passing down behaviors and social skills through generations. University departments started offering specialized courses in equine psychology, using Sumina Meadow as a case study in successful animal welfare practices. Students would spend weeks at the farm, observing the intricate social networks that had developed among the horses and studying how the environment fostered natural intelligence and emotional expression. The data collected from these studies contributed to a growing body of evidence suggesting that horses possessed far greater cognitive capabilities than previously believed. The BAMs continued to innovate in their approach to horse care, developing new methods that honored each animal's individual personality while ensuring their safety and well-being. They created enrichment programs that challenged the horses mentally and emotionally, providing opportunities for problem-solving and social interaction that kept their minds active and engaged. These programs were carefully documented and shared with other facilities, spreading the influence of Sumina Meadow's philosophy even further. International delegations began visiting the farm, seeking to understand how they could implement similar approaches in their own countries. The BAMs hosted workshops and seminars, sharing their experiences and helping others develop programs that respected the natural intelligence and the emotional needs of horses. The farm became a global center for the advancement of ethical animal care practices, with its influence reaching facilities as far away as Australia, Japan, and Europe. The relationship between Fantasy and her human caregivers continued to deepen, revealing new layers of understanding about the capacity for cross-species communication. She seemed to possess an almost uncanny ability to sense when someone was troubled or in need of comfort, often approaching visitors who were experiencing emotional difficulties and offering her gentle presence as support. These interactions became the subject of numerous studies on animal empathy and emotional intelligence. Local schools incorporated regular visits to Sumina Meadow into their curriculum, recognizing the valuable lessons students could learn about responsibility, empathy, and the importance of understanding and respecting other forms of life. Children who might never have had the opportunity to interact with horses discovered the transformative power of building relationships with these sensitive and intelligent creatures. Many went on to pursue careers in animal care, inspired by their experiences at the farm. The success of Sumina Meadow's approach led to the establishment of similar facilities around the world, each adapted to their local context but maintaining the core principles of respect, freedom, and recognition of individual animal personalities. These centers formed a network of learning and support, sharing knowledge and experiences that continue to advance the field of ethical animal care. The farm's influence extended beyond the equestrian world, inspiring changes in how other types of animal facilities approach their work. Zoos, wildlife sanctuaries, and domestic animal shelters began incorporating elements of Sumina Meadow's philosophy, creating environments that better supported the natural behaviors and emotional needs of their residents. The ripple effects of Fantasy's legacy touched countless animal lives, improving conditions and fostering deeper understanding of animal consciousness. Professionals from various fields found inspiration in the Sumina Meadow story. Psychologists studied the therapeutic benefits of the human-animal bonds formed at the farm, while architects and designers incorporated insights from the facility's layout into their plans for other animal care centers. The interdisciplinary interest in Sumina Meadow's success led to innovative collaborations and new approaches to animal welfare. The farm itself continued to evolve, adapting to new understandings and insights while maintaining its core commitment to honoring the intelligence and emotional depth of its equine residents. Each new generation of horses brought its own unique contributions to the farm's ongoing story, building upon the foundation that Fantasy had helped establish. The peaceful atmosphere that pervaded Sumina Meadow seemed to grow stronger with each passing year, as if the accumulated wisdom and love of countless horses and humans had seeped into the very soil of the place. Evening gatherings at the farm became cherished traditions, where visitors and staff would share stories and observations about the day's events, while the horses grazed peacefully nearby. These moments of quiet reflection often led to profound insights about the nature of consciousness, the possibilities for communication across species boundaries, and the deep wells of wisdom that animals could access when given the chance to express themselves freely. These evening gatherings gradually evolved into formal symposiums, where experts from diverse fields would converge to discuss the latest findings in animal cognition and welfare. The peaceful atmosphere of Serena Meadow provided the perfect setting for deep discussions about the future of human-animal relationships. Veterinarians, ethologists, psychologists, and animal behaviorists found common ground in their observations of the extraordinary bonds that formed between horses and humans at the fore. The BAMs began documenting these discussions, creating a vast archive of knowledge that combined scientific observation with personal experience. They noticed patterns emerging in how the horses responded to different approaches and environments, leading to refinements in their care methods. The farm's success inspired the creation of a research foundation dedicated to advancing understanding of animal intelligence and emotional capacity. As Fantasy aged gracefully, her influence on the younger horses became even more pronounced. She seemed to take on the role of a wise elder, guiding newcomers through the social dynamics of the herd with patience and gentleness. Researchers were particularly fascinated by how she would demonstrate problem-solving techniques to younger horses, showing them how to access water, find the best grazing spots, and navigate social interactions. The farm's approach to healthcare evolved as well, incorporating both traditional veterinary practices and alternative therapies that recognize the connection between physical and emotional well-being in horses. They discovered that horses who felt secure and understood often showed remarkable resilience and healing capabilities. The veterinary program at Serena Meadow became a model for integrative equine care, attracting practitioners interested in learning how to better address the full spectrum of horse health needs. International media continued to be drawn to Serena Meadow, producing documentaries and features that captured the unique atmosphere and relationships at the fore. These productions helped spread the message of conscious animal care to audiences worldwide, inspiring similar initiatives in diverse cultural contexts. The farm's story resonated particularly strongly in countries with strong equestrian traditions, leading to cultural exchanges and sharing of knowledge across borders. The BAM's commitment to education expanded to include online programs, allowing people from around the world to learn from their experiences. Virtual tours and interactive sessions brought the wisdom of Serena Meadow to those who couldn't visit in person, creating a global community of individuals dedicated to improving human-animal relationships. These digital initiatives helped democratize access to knowledge about ethical animal care and advanced understanding of horse behavior. Artists continued to find inspiration at the farm, with many taking up residencies to deeply observe and document the unique dynamics between horses and humans. Their works captured not just the physical beauty of the horses, but also the invisible bonds of trust and understanding that had developed over time. Exhibitions of Serena Meadow-inspired art toured galleries worldwide, helping to convey the emotional depth of human-animal connections to new audiences. The farm's influence on architectural design grew as other facilities sought to recreate the successful elements of its layout. Architects studied how the spatial arrangement of Serena Meadow supported natural horse behaviors and social interactions, incorporating these insights into plans for new equestrian centers. The concept of horse-centered design emerged as a recognized approach in facility planning, prioritizing the psychological and emotional needs of horses alongside physical requirements. Local community involvement with the farm deepened, with regular events bringing together people of all ages to learn about and celebrate the special relationships between humans and horses. School programs expanded to include internships for older students, while retirement communities developed partnerships that allowed seniors to benefit from the therapeutic presence of the horses. Serena Meadow became a true community hub, bridging generations through shared appreciation for these magnificent animals. The BAMs established a foundation to ensure that Fantasy's legacy would continue long into the future. This organization provided scholarships for studying animal behavior, funded research into horse cognition, and supported the development of ethical care practices at other facilities. Through these initiatives, the wisdom gained at Surmina Meadow continued to spread, influencing how humans understand and interact with animals across the globe. As the sun set each evening over Surmina Meadow, the gentle sounds of horses moving through their routines created a symphony of peaceful coexistence. The farm had become more than just a place where horses were kept and cared for. It was a living laboratory of human-animal connection, a school of compassion, and a beacon of hope for a future where animals were truly understood and respected as conscious, feeling beings. Fantasy's legacy lived on in every tender interaction, every moment of understanding, and every small breakthrough in the ongoing journey of discovery between humans and horses. The profound impact of Surmina Meadow's philosophy continued to ripple outward, touching lives in unexpected ways. Universities began developing specialized programs in conscious animal care, using the farm's methodologies as a foundation for teaching the next generation of veterinarians and animal behaviorists. The Surmina Meadow model became a recognized term in academic circles, representing an integrated approach to animal care that honored both physical and emotional well-being. Research teams from prestigious institutions established permanent observation posts at the farm, conducting longitudinal studies on horse behavior and cognition. Their findings consistently challenged traditional assumptions about animal intelligence, revealing complex social structures and learning patterns that had previously gone unrecognized. The horses at Surmina Meadow, carrying forward Fantasy's legacy of intelligence and adaptability, continued to surprise even seasoned researchers with their problem-solving abilities and emotional intelligence. The band's work attracted attention from environmental psychologists studying the therapeutic effects of human-animal bonds. They discovered that people who spent time at Surmina Meadow showed measurable improvements in mental health outcomes, experiencing reduced stress levels and increased emotional resilience. These findings led to the development of specialized therapy programs incorporating equine interaction, using the farm's gentle approach to facilitate healing for people dealing with trauma and emotional difficulties. International delegations regularly visited the farm, seeking to understand how its principles could be adapted to different cultural contexts. The BAMs worked with representatives from countries as diverse as Mongolia, Argentina, and Saudi Arabia, helping them develop programs that honor both local traditions and the universal principles of respectful animal care. These collaborations led to a global network of facilities sharing knowledge and supporting each other in advancing ethical treatment of horses. The farm's influence extended into technological innovation as developers worked to create tools and systems that supported the Surmina Meadow approach to horse care. Smart monitoring systems were designed to track horse behavior patterns while maintaining the natural environment, and advanced security measures were developed that protected the animals without restricting their freedom of movement. These technological advances helped other facilities implement similar care practices while ensuring the safety of their equine residents. Artists and writers continued to find endless inspiration in the daily life of Surmina Meadow, creating works that captured the subtle beauty of horse-human interactions. A renowned composer spent a year at the farm, creating a symphony that incorporated the natural sounds of horse movement and communication, bringing the peaceful atmosphere of Surmina Meadow to concert halls around the world. Photographers documented the changing seasons and the timeless relationships between horses and their caregivers, producing compelling visual narratives that touched hearts globally. The BAMs established a publishing division dedicated to sharing knowledge about conscious animal care, producing books, journals, and educational materials that reached audiences worldwide. Their publications range from technical manuals for professional caregivers to children's books that taught young readers about respecting and understanding animals. These materials were translated into dozens of languages, spreading the message of compassionate animal care across cultural and linguistic boundaries. Educational programs at the farm expanded to include virtual reality experiences, allowing people from anywhere in the world to immerse themselves in the daily life of Surmina Meadow. These technological innovations made it possible for students, researchers, and animal lovers to observe and learn from the farm's unique approach, even when physical visits were possible. The virtual programs became particularly valuable for training animal care professionals in remote locations, helping to spread the farm's methodologies to facilities worldwide. The legacy of Fantasy's intelligence and gentle spirit continued to shape the farm's evolution. Young horses arriving at Surmina Meadow seemed to absorb the special atmosphere of the place, quickly developing the same kind of thoughtful, cooperative behavior that fantasy had exemplified. The farm became known as a place where horses could truly express their natural intelligence and emotional capacity, free from the constraints of traditional training methods. As the years passed, Serena Meadow remained at the forefront of advancing understanding between humans and horses. Each sunset brought new insights. Each dawn revealed fresh possibilities for connection and growth. The farm stood as a living testament to the transformative power of treating animals with respect and understanding, proving that when humans open their hearts and minds to the possibility of deeper connection with animals, extraordinary relationships can flourish and endure.